Welcome everybody to break 17,906. This is our 25-26 Series 1 12-box case team by number 3 on this Thursday night. All right, going to run through teams for you. Anaheim is Tim. Arizona or Utah is Kyle. Boston past 88. Buffalo is Jamie. Calgary is Caesar. Carolina is Lewis. Chicago, Jonathan. Colorado is Wills. Columbus is Darcy 44. Dallas is Nohan 70. Detroit is Robert. Edmonton is JF. Florida is Scott. Vegas is Dave. Los Angeles is Jamie. Minnesota is JF. Montreal is Maurizio. Nashville is Redfire. New Jersey is Mateo. The Islanders is Eradicator. The Rangers is Jay. Ottawa is David. D. Philadelphia is Darcy 44. Pittsburgh is Frankie. San Jose is JF. Seattle is Bimos or Brad. St. Louis is Maurizio. Tampa is Tim. Toronto is Andrew. Vancouver is Meaty Clackers. Washington is Matt B. And Winnipeg is Aaron. All right, open up our case. 12 boxes of the new Series 1. I'll go a bit slow for the first case. Jimmy did all the release cases yesterday, so it's my first case, so it'll take me half a case or so to get into the rhythm, but it should be pretty smooth. One sec here. This is 17906, team by number 3. Here we go, good luck. It'll be random number 4 will be third. So we have team by number 5 to do after this, and then random number 4 will be right after that. Hey, Terlin, how are ya? All right, Philip Gustafson, canvas for Minnesota. Zane Perrick for Calgary. Young Guns and Matthew Barzell. Compositions. I'm just going to grab my glasses here. You're welcome. Yes, I know. I spoke with him today briefly, and his voice was not really there at all. Encore, William Eklund for San Jose, Adrian Kempe, Cup Quest, and Jonathan Marchessault Bustle. Igor Shesterkin, Tracking Systems for the Rangers, Sam Rinzel. These are tough to see with the reflection. Young Guns for Chicago. Tage Thompson, Cup Quest for Buffalo. We have Artem Levshinov, Chicago. Anders Lee Canvas for the Islanders. And Quinn Hughes, Portraits, Vancouver. Population count 500 of Lucas Raymond for the Detroit Red Wings. Zach Werenski Encore and Ovechkin and Wilson for Washington. And the Young Guns of Colton Dach for Chicago. Zach Werenski Dazzlers for Columbus. Sizzle Reel of Owen Tippett, Philadelphia. Goal-orientated Kirill Kaprizov for Minnesota. Mackenzie Blackwood, Tracking Systems, Colorado. Tage Thompson, Canvas for Buffalo. Portraits of Ovechkin. JT Miller Encore for the Rangers. Evander Kane, a Bustle for Edmonton. Jack Finley, Young Guns for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Outburst of Pavel Minchikov for Anaheim, Andrei Vasilevsky Tracking Systems Tampa, Nick Suzuki Compositions. Canvas Alex Ovechkin Washington, Rodrigo Abels, the Philadelphia Flyers, Young Gun, and David Pasternak for Boston. A Young Gun black and white canvas of Jacob Skarek. Nice hit for the Islanders. Connor Bedard, Encore, and Sidney Crosby Sizzle Reel. And final pack in box number 1 is Joseph Wool Tracking Systems, Quinn Hudson, Young Guns for Edmonton, and Kirill Kaprizov Cup Quest. Box number 2. All right, Carter Mazur, Young Guns Canvas for Detroit. Joakim, or is it Joakim Kemmel? Joakim Kemmel for the Nashville Predators Young Guns, and William Nylander. I think it's Joakim. Pyotr Kochetkov, Clear Cut for Carolina. Troy Terry Encore for Anaheim. And Kiefer Sherwood, Bustle. Pyotr Kochetkov, Tracking Systems, Carolina. Artem Levshinov, Young Guns for Chicago. Lane Hudson, Compositions, Montreal. The Dazzlers of Thatcher Demko for Vancouver. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Edmonton Canvas, Chris Kreider, Cup Quest. Canvas Logan Stankoven. Mark Gatcombe, Young Guns for the Islanders, and Connor Bedard Portraits. Clayton Keller, Encore. Seth Jarvis Portraits, Philip Forsberg, Roman Josi Compadres, Nashville. Sizzle Reel of David Pasternak, Young Guns of Rodrigo Abels, Philadelphia, and Connor McDavid Compositions. Adrian Kempe Encore for LA, Sizzle Reel of Sam Reinhart, and Jacob Quillen, Young Guns for Toronto. We have an exclusives of Shane Augustus Bear out of 100 for the Carolina Hurricanes, Linus Olmark Tracking Systems, and Noah Osland Portraits for Buffalo. Aiden Hill, Tracking Systems, Capo Caco, Canvas, and Jared McCann, Cup Quest. Samuel Ersson, Encore for the Philadelphia Flyers, Connor Hellebuck, Josh Morrissey, Compadres, and Carter Mazur, Young Guns for Detroit. Mazur. Logan O'Connor, Colorado Outburst, Austin Matthews Sizzle Reel, and Compositions of Philip Forsberg for Nashville. Box number 3. Heard there were some big hits last night. That Hudson High Gloss is pretty awesome. Key for Sherwood, Canvas for the Vancouver Canucks, Oliver Moore, Chicago Young Guns, Orientated of Cole Caulfield. Quinn Hughes Encore for Vancouver, Austin Matthews Compositions, and Cecil Reel of Sergei Bobrovsky. Logan Thompson Tracking Systems, Matthew Robertson, Young Guns for the Rangers, and Brandon Hagel Portraits. Zach Werenski Bustle for Columbus, Jake Neighbors Canvas, and Eric Carlson Compositions. Josh Morrissey Encore for Winnipeg, Kent Johnson Sizzle Reel for Columbus, and Ville Koivunen. Young Guns for Pittsburgh. Jason Dickinson Outburst for Chicago, Philip Grubauer Tracking Systems, and Jason Robertson Cup Quest. William Nylander Canvas for Toronto, Young Guns of Cam Lund. For San Jose, Dougie Hamilton Portraits. Ivan Debanov Encore Blue. For the Montreal Canadiens, Nico Hischier Encore and DeBrincat and Larkin. Padres. Leon Draisaitl Sizzle Reel. And we have Jimmy Snuggerud Young Guns for St. Louis. And goal-orientated Connor McDavid for Edmonton. Dazzlers of Philip Gustafson for Minnesota, JT Compher for Detroit Canvas, and Matty Beniers Composition. Philip Gustafson Encore for Minnesota, Lane Hudson Bustle, and Ozzy Weisblatt Young Guns for Nashville. Population Count 500 of Patrick Laine for Montreal, Yaroslav Askarov Tracking Systems San Jose, and Timo Meier Cup Quest for New Jersey. Box 4. Those of you who just joined us, this is break 17906. Young Gun Canvas of Noah Ostlund for the Buffalo Sabres. Nicholas Kakko, Young Guns for Seattle, and Sidney Crosby Compositions. Encore Blue, Timo Meier for New Jersey, Linus Ullmark. Encore Ottawa, Matthew Nyes Hustle. Jake Ottinger Tracking Systems for Dallas. Gabe Perreault, Young Guns for the Rangers. Goal-orientated Sidney Crosby. Dmitry Voronkov, Canvas Columbus. Justin Robidas, Young Guns for Carolina. And goal-orientated of Jesper Bratt. Dalibor Dvorsky Encore for St. Louis, Jason Robertson Compositions, and Sizzle Reel of Luke Evangelista. Elvis Merzlikins Tracking Systems, Tim Washe, Young Guns for Anaheim, and Alex Ovechkin Compositions. Is it Washi? Washi, I think. Dazzlers of Morgan Geeky for Boston, Canvas of Anthony Duclair, and William Eklund Cup Quest for Vegas, or for San Jose, sorry. San Jose. Victor Hedman encore for Tampa. Mort Sider Bustle for Detroit. Riley Duran. Young Guns for Boston. Portraits of Quinn Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. Red out of 199. Evan Bouchard, Sizzle Reel, and Gabe Perreault. Portraits for the Rangers. Sizzle Reel of Philip Forsberg. Keandre Miller canvas for the Rangers. Artem Levshinov. Chicago Portraits. Travis Konechny encore for Philadelphia. Sizzle Reel of Jared McCann for Seattle. And Yanni Nyman, Young Guns for Seattle. Mira Heiskanen, Outburst for Dallas. Nazem Kadri Bustle. And Rasmus Dahlin composition. Box number 5. All right, Jack Hughes canvas for New Jersey. Noah Osland, Young Guns of Buffalo. And Cale Makar, Compositions, Colorado. Cole Perfetti encore for Winnipeg. Adam Fox, Portraits. And Panarin and Lafreniere, Rangers. Sizzle Reel of Kirill Marchenko for Columbus. Josh Norris, canvas for Buffalo. And Tyler Toffoli, compositions for San Jose. Matty Beniers encore for Seattle. Kucherov and Hedman. And Ethan Frank, Young Guns for Washington. Michael McCarron, Outburst for Nashville. Luke Hughes, Sizzle Reel, and Connor Bedard, Cup Quest for Chicago. Christopher Tanev, Toronto. Dominic Shine, Young Guns for the Detroit Red Wings, and goal-orientated Steven Stamkos. Tim Owashi, Young Guns clear cut for the Anaheim Ducks. Nice hit for the Ducks. Tim Owashi. Clear cut, Young Gun, very nice. Leon Draisaitl encore and Logan Stankoven Bustle. Sergei Bobrovsky Tracking Systems. Elias Pettersson, Young Guns for Vancouver, and Nazem Kadri Portraits for the Flames. Sizzle Uriel of Connor McDavid. Is it Jacob Gaucher? So it's Jacob or Jacob. For Philadelphia, Thatcher Demko, Cup Quest. Dazzlers of Brant Clark for the LA Kings. Connor Bedard canvas for Chicago, and Patrick Laine Montreal Portraits. Ivan Barbashev encore for Vegas. Cale Makar Sizzle Reels. Justin Robidas, Young Guns for Carolina. Deluxe of Jackson Blake out of 250 for the Carolina Hurricanes. Thatcher Demko Tracking Systems, and Jake Gunsel Compositions. Box number 6. Drew Doughty, canvas for LA. Victor Ostman. Young Guns for Seattle. Cup Quest of Roman Josi for Nashville. Logan Cooley, encore for Utah. Mitch Marner, Cup Quest Speckle. And Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Buffalo. Tracking Systems UC Saros, Rory Cairns. Young Guns for Calgary and Dylan Holloway. Portraits. Sizzle Reel of Kyle Connor, Winnipeg. Brandon Hagel. And Marco Rossi Compositions, Minnesota. Lane Hudson encore for the Montreal Canadiens, Alex Tuck-Bussell, and Young Guns of Jakob Skarek. Jacob Skarek. Young Gun Outburst of Jimmy Snuggerud. Nice hit for the St. Louis Blues. Beauty. They're nice. Outbursts are nice. Let's see here. Beauty. And Samuel Montembeault and goal orientated of Brady Tkachuk. Charlie McAvoy canvas for Boston, Donovan Sebrango. Young Guns to the Ottawa Senators, Kyle Connor, Cup Quest. Matthias Ekholm, black and white canvas for Edmonton. Ryan Leonard, encore for Washington. And Sizzle Reel, Brady Tkachuk. Joey Decord, Tracking Systems. Ivan Demidov, Young Guns for the Montreal Canadiens. There you go, Montreal. Mort Sider, Portraits. Dazzlers of Dougie Hamilton for New Jersey. Olin Zellweger, canvas for Anaheim, and goal orientated of Artemi Panarin. Alex DeBrincat, encore for Detroit. Leo Carlson, Bussell, and Sam Morton, Young Guns for Calgary. Chris Letang, numbered out of 250 for the Pittsburgh Penguins Deluxe. Sizzle Reel of Jacob Markstrom and Dylan Larkin Compositions, Detroit. Box number 7 coming up. All right, Young Gun canvas of Donovan Sebrango for the Ottawa Senators. And Skylar Brindamore, Young Guns for Carolina. And Braden Point, Tampa, goal orientated. Joel Exonek, black and white canvas of the Minnesota Wild. Mark Stone, encore. And Kyle Connor, Sizzle Reel. Aiden Hill, Tracking Systems for Vegas. Jacob Melanson, sorry. Hard to see. Jacob Melanson, Young Guns for Seattle, and Josh Morrissey Portraits. Sorry, one sec. Chairs here. All right, Matthew Nyes, Sizzle Reel. Brent Clark, Canvas LA, Sebastian Aho, Carolina. Jordan Binnington encore for the St. Louis Blues, Zach Werenski-Bussell and Jacob Quillen. The Young Guns for Toronto. Matt Coronado, Calgary Outbursts, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Compadres, and Zach Hyman, Quest. Dazzlers of Matthew Barzal for the Islanders, Samuel Montembeault for Montreal, and Brant Clark Portraits, LA. Lucas Dostal, Canvas for Anaheim. Dalibor Dvorsky, Young Guns for St. Louis, and Robert Thomas for St. Louis. Uri Slafkovsky encore for Montreal, Robert Thomas, Compositions, and Brady Tkachuk, a Buffalo. Jeremy Swayman, Tracking Systems, Luca Cagnoni, Young Guns for San Jose, and Connor Hellebuck, Cup Quest. Evan Bouchard encore for Edmonton, Toffoli and Celebrini, and Matthew Robertson, Young Guns for the Rangers. Population count 1,000. Artem Levshinov for Chicago. Philip Forsberg Sizzle Reel, and Kyle Connor Compositions. As you just joined us, we have 3 cases already full of Series 1 for tonight. There are several other breaks that will be coming up after Series 1. 2 team buys and a random for tonight. And I'll post another team buy and random later on tonight for tomorrow. All right, Jacob Skarek, Young Gun Canvas. The Islanders, Ian Moore, Young Guns for Anaheim, and Cale Makar. Portraits. Noah Dobson encore for the Islanders, Katagochi encore for Anaheim, and Austin Matthews, William Nylander from Padres. Sizzle Reel of Arturi Lehkonen, Tim Washi, Young Guns for Anaheim, and Quinn Hughes. Compositions. Rowan Yossi Canvas for Nashville, Gabe Perreault, Young Guns for the Rangers, and William Eklund Portraits. Brock Faber encore for Minnesota, Connor Bedard, Speckle Compositions for Chicago, and Alex Ovechkin for Washington. Tracking Systems of Lucas Dostal, Parker Ford, Young Guns for Winnipeg, and Goal Orientated of Austin Matthews. Dazzlers of Joey Decord for Seattle, Dougie Hamilton Canvas, and Anze Kopitar Compositions. Drake Batherson encore for Ottawa, Jake Gunsel Bussell, and Victor Ostman. Young Guns for the Seattle Kraken. Taste Thompson Dazzlers for Buffalo, Elias Sorokin Tracking Systems, and Cup Quest of Igor Shesterkin. Sizzle Reel of Sebastian Aho, Canvas of Ivan Barbashev, Goal Driven of Sam Reinhart. Goal Orientated, sorry. Goal Orientated, Sam Reinhart. To these insert names. Encore Tage Thompson, Matthew Tkachuk sizzle reel, and Young Guns of Jakob, or is it, I think it's Jacob, or Jacob Skerrick, I'm not sure. Young Guns. We'll go Jacob. Outburst of Matthew Tkachuk for Florida. Connor Hellebuck, Tracking Systems, and Leon Draisaitl for Edmonton. Box number 9. Connor Zary, Canvas for Calgary. Jack Finley, Young Guns for Tampa. Erik Karlsson, Cup Quest. Ilya Sorokin, Encore for the Islanders. Goal-orientated Leon Draisaitl, Speckle, and Tkachuk and Barkov for Florida. Tyler Toffoli, Macklin, Celebrini, Compadres. Lucas Raymond, Canvas for Detroit. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for Edmonton. And Sizzle Reel of Matthew Nyes and Skylar Brendamore. And Portraits of Linus Ullmark. Joakim Kemmel, Encore. And Mason Marchment, Sizzle Reel, and Nikita Tolopilo, Young Guns for Vancouver. Alexander Barkov for the Florida Panthers, Colton Dach, Young Guns for Chicago, and Tage Thompson for Buffalo. Outburst of Tyler Myers for the Vancouver Canucks, Dylan Holloway Bustle, and Austin Matthews Portraits. Nathan McKinnon Clear Cut for Colorado, Quinton Byfield Encore for LA, Seth Jarvis Bustle. Compadres of Makar and McKinnon, Dalibor Dvorsky, Young Guns for St. Louis, and Tim Stutz compositions. I have a boo-boo. I've been doing some renovations at home, and I've got, I've got some battle wounds. Dustin Wolf for Calgary, Brady Tkachuk Canvas, and Clayton Keller compositions. Jonathan Marchessault Encore for Nashville, Wyatt Johnston Sizzle Reel, and Elias Pettersson, Young Guns for Vancouver. Swagnificent Vincent Tracek for the New York Rangers. Cool hit for the Rangers. Philip Gustafson, Tracking Systems, Goal-orientated of Nathan McKinnon. Yeah, I know. That's why there's a Band-Aid. No, it's not bad. It just looks yuck on camera. So it's not even anything. It's just better a Band-Aid than a battle wound. All right, Tracking Systems of Stuart Skinner and Ville Koivunen for Pittsburgh. Austin Matthews compositions. There you go. Kirill Kaprizov Canvas and Artem Levshinov, Young Guns, and Seth Jarvis Portraits. Mark Scheifele Encore, Goal-orientated Kirill Marchenko, and Sizzle Reel of Nazem Kadri. Matthew Chuck, Alexander Barkov Compadres, Mario Ferrero Canvas, and Wyatt Johnston Portraits. Devin Tays, Encore. Nathan McKinnon, Sizzle Reel, and Carson Dort. Philadelphia Young Gun. Jacob Trouba, Anaheim Outburst. Samuel Erston Tracking Systems, and goal-orientated Kirill Marchenko. Yeah, honestly, it's nothing. It's just I didn't want it. It sort of amplifies everything on camera, so I didn't want it to look yuck. Leon Draisaitl, Edmonton. Mark Gatcombe, Young Guns for the Islanders, and Connor Bedard, Chicago. Mackenzie Weegar, Encore Blue for Calgary. Oliver Moore for Chicago. Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes. Padres. Dazzlers of Alex Ovechkin for Washington. Joel Eriksson, and goal-orientated of Elias Pettersson. Sizzle Reel of Quinn Hughes. Yanni Nyman, Young Guns for Seattle, and Adrian Kempe Cup Quest. Frank Vitrano, Encore for Anaheim, Tyler Bertuzzi, Bustle, and Ozzy Weisblatt, Young Guns for Nashville. Jacob Trouba, Deluxe out of 250 for the Anaheim Ducks. Jordan Biddington, Tracking Systems, and Adam Fox Portraits. Two to go. A Young Gun Canvas of Dalibor Dvorsky and Zane Perrick. Young Gun Canvas Checklist. St. Louis and Calgary Random. Young Guns of Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators, Matt Zuccarello. Quentin Byfield, Clear Cut for LA, William Karlsson Encore, Jesper Bratt Bustle. Those bootlegs are pretty cool. Alexis Lafreniere for the Rangers, Ryan Leonard, Young Guns for Washington, and goal-orientated Nikita Kucherov. Wyatt Johnston Encore for Dallas, Wyatt Johnston Portrait Speckle, and Line Slavkovsky Montreal. Sizzle of Dakota Joshua, Rory Cairns, Young Guns for Calgary, Dalibor Dvorsky Portraits for the Blues. Dazzlers of Jake Neighbors, St. Louis, Kyle Connor, Winnipeg Canvas, and Jack Hughes Composition. John Carlson Encore for Washington, Leo Carlson Sizzle Reel, and Olivier Rodrigue. Olivier Rodrigue. I'm not sure. Edmonton or Rodrigue. It would be Rodrigue. Numbered out of 50, Uri Slavkovsky Encore Gold. Encore Gold for Montreal, Jacob Markstrom Tracking Systems, and Alex DeBrincat Cup Quest. And Charlie Lindgren Tracking Systems, Joachim Kemmel, Young Guns for Nashville, and Leon Draisaitl Goal Orientated. Yeah, they got clobbered the other night. Was it last night or the night before? Sam Reinhart Bustle, Matthias Ekholm, and Jason Robertson. They played horrible. Now losing to Chuck as well for 8 weeks. Eek. Yeah, they did not look good. Boone Jenner Encore, Eichel and Stone. And Ryan Suzuki, Young Guns for Carolina. But Pinto is having a start for sure. A Young Gun outburst of Ville Koivunen. Kaivunen, sorry. Young Gun outburst for Pittsburgh. Ville Koivunen. Yeah, I know. Cam Fowler, Sizzle Reel, and Mitch Marner Cup Quest. Let's hope it was just a hiccup in their season to start. Because, yeah, that's not good. All right, final box. Break 17906. All right, Young Gun canvas of Nicholas Kakko. Michael Callahan. Young Guns for Boston, and Macklin Celebrini compositions. Kirill Kaprizov, Minnesota Black and White Canvas. Dustin Wolf Encore for Calgary, and Sizzle Reel of Cole Perfetti. Cam Talbot, Tracking Systems for Detroit. Jacob Melanson, Young Guns Seattle. And Martin Natchez, Colorado. Cup Quest. Brandon Montour, Seattle Canvas. Owen Sillinger, Young Guns for Columbus. And Matthew Wood, Nashville Portraits. Tim Stützle Encore for Ottawa. Gold-driven Elias Pettersson Orientated, or Gold-orientated Speckle. Matt Boldy Bustle, Minnesota. Tracking Systems of Dustin Wolf for Calgary. Dylan Duke, yeah. For Tampa. Matthew Tkachuk for Florida. Dazzler Sidney Crosby for Pittsburgh. Elvis Merzlikins Columbus Canvas, and goal-orientated Lucas Raymond for Detroit. Erik Karlsson Encore for Pittsburgh. Aho and Svechnikov, and Luca Cagnoni, Young Guns for San Jose. Sizzle Reel, Luke Evangelista Red. Sizzle Reel, Mason McTavish and Jonathan Marchessault Portraits. Compadres, McDavid and Draisaitl Speckles. Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Canvas. Evgeny Malkin Portraits. Zach Hyman Encore for Edmonton. Owen Tippett Bustle, and Demidov and Checklist with Artem Levshinov. So random between Montreal and Chicago. Hey Henry, what's up, buddy? Connor Murphy, Outburst for Chicago. Darcy Gumper Tracking System, and goal-orientated Alex Ovechkin. All right, a couple of randoms here to set up. All right, first one is Montreal and Chicago. All right, Montreal, Chicago. This is for the checklist of Demidov and Levshinov 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that one going to the owners of the Chicago Blackhawks. Next up is the Young Gun Canvas Checklist of Dvorsky and Perrick. So St. Louis and Calgary. Here we go 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going to the owner of the St. Louis Blues. All right, that does it for break 17906, our 25-26 Series 1 12-box case team by number 3. Hope you enjoyed it, everyone. Thanks very much.